could only smell the yarn. Hey guys, it's Katie here, and this is actually the only first time you're going to be seeing me, but this is my second time doing this today. Why, you ask? Oh, let me tell you. Because I recorded an over hour-long podcast this morning in slow motion. Why is my file 2 hours and 53 minutes? Because you recorded it in slow motion, you twit. So anyway, here, back again, erased. And we're gonna give this another shot. I am the Katie behind the Katie Knits podcast and all of the lovely patterns that you'll find on Ravelry and Etsy and all of the videos here on my channel. A big welcome back to everybody who's a returning viewer and a big woolly hug to everybody who's brand new here. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the little notification bell and you'll get notified when I post a new video. Today is episode 12 of the Katie Knits podcast, and it's Wednesday, September 3rd for me. You won't be seeing this until Friday, but today is Wednesday for me. All right, yeah, like I already got the cat out of the bag. This is my second time doing this today, so I hope I remember everything I talked about this morning because I didn't take very good notes for this one. Of course, all the times I do take notes, I don't use them. This is not our regularly scheduled time, but I have so much yarn that came in the mail to show you, and I have a new project that is literally flying off my needles. And if I don't butt in and show you now, it's going to be an FO, and you didn't even see it as a whip or a dip or anything. It was nothing. So I had to do something. All right, I'm going to get right into it. I have an FO. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this yesterday or Tuesday because that's when I finished it. I was so excited. I had to throw it up in my stories. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was sitting on my noodles way, way too long. I was just getting in my own head, worrying I would screw up. It's Elizabeth's a Labubu sweater. She picked the colors, she picked the basic design. She wanted stripes and stuff. And I actually had it finished last week. But I completely underestimated just how fat these little guys' arms are. So I was gauging the arm width based on the little plastic hand. And that was clearly not the case because I bound it off and there is no way, shape, or form I could get the sleeves around their fat little arms to save my life. Or theirs. There was literally just a hummingbird by our front door. That is crazy. Okay, shiny bird object. Anyway, back to the Labubu sweater. She picked the colors out, she picked the basic design, and I made it. So now I need to get started on Sophia's because I need to get out of my own head and worrying that I'm going to do it all perfect, and I just need to do it. So Sophia sketched me out something too. So here is Elizabeth's, all finished. My FO, he's got cute little stripes, and I did a cute little ribbed folded collar, and he's got even little shoulders and shaping, and did little stripes on the sleeves, and kind of makes them cuter. Really does. The very next thing that I want to talk about, and a big reason why I wanted to sit down and record this now, is everybody knows that I have my collaboration on the needles with Sassy String Studio, lovely Tracy in Canada, with the beautiful green, the fresh fern colorway, the sky, along with the Surrey. So holding these bad boys together. Initially, we had decided on a top-down triangular shawl, tons of cables. I was super excited about it. I needed a cable fix in my life, and I thought this would be perfect. And yeah, the Surrey or mohair held together with something is getting a bit old, and I feel overused, but I thought in this case it was perfect and exactly what the design needed. So I didn't feel bad about it. Anyway, get the yarn, get the design on my needles. Last time we chatted, I believe I only had the garter tab cast on done. You know, it's flying. It's really nice. I couldn't stop feeling pivot incoming. Couldn't stop feeling the fabric and thinking, wow, what a nice garment that would make. Yeah. So I keep putting that out of my mind because I don't want to, you know, change my mind and seem wishy-washy with Tracy, because this is the first time we work together, and I definitely don't want to burn that bridge right off the bat with like, oh my gosh, she changes her mind all the time. I don't want to do that. But I couldn't stop feeling it, and I couldn't stop feeling it. And I think you understand where we're going, but I'm going to show you how we got there. So I keep looking at this and I keep looking at it. I'm like, that would make a really, really nice garment. Just can't get it out of my head. And I'm like, Katie, you only have 3 skeins of DK. It's not going to be enough. So just forget about it. So I kept working and kept working, and it's a decent size. And you're basically to the point where you're just repeating, alternating 2 different charts. And I already had the end written and the edging, and but I just couldn't stop. Then I'm sitting there one day and I am looking at this center seam. And I'm thinking in my little crazy brain, that is very similar to a raglan seam. And oh my, what if that curve that it's making, what if this is a shoulder? What if this is a V-neck cardigan? Yeah, that's how I got there. I fought the urge to just put it on. And then one morning I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, I need to put this on. So I put it on. Like, here's your perfect raglan for your sleeve. And then you have your angle here. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? I stopped working on it immediately. Like, how can I make this work? I need to make this work. This has to become a garment. So spent the rest of the day sketching, and I already have a ton of notes for a V-neck, future V-neck cardigan, because I've been researching it, and part of what I like to do is research what people are looking for in a V-neck cardigan. I wanted to, you know, find out. One of the big things, people don't like it how they slip off their shoulders if they don't want it to. That was one thing. And yeah, that can be a whole vibe and style and all that jazz, but not everybody likes that. Size inclusivity too with a cardigan, because people can be all different shapes, all different parts, all that jazz. So anyway, so I spend the rest of the night, fast forward to that night, sketching out the entire thing. How can I start it? Where can I go? How can I make this as quick as possible? We weren't on a definite timeline. Like there's not trunk shows associated with this release, or I don't have anything specific associated with it. So the timeline was a little fluid. But I wanted to make it as, you know, seamless, hopefully, as possible. Fingers crossed. Then came the yardage issue. The shawl was worked up on a US size 6 needle, which is 4 millimeters. Well, this is a tighter fabric. I can stand to go up a couple sizes. If I go up a couple sizes of needles, I should be okay. I estimated that by the time I got to separating for the sleeves would be about 1 skein. Then I would knit the sleeves, maybe about 3/4 of a skein. Then I would just use whatever's left to knit as long of a body as I could. And I'm a size small, and so is Elizabeth. So I, you know, was knitting a smaller size to begin with. So I'm like, it's probably going to wind up cropped, but not like super cropped. Like there'd be a tiny bit of length to it. I give myself some more confidence, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pitch this to Tracy and see what she says, because this is a collaboration. She supported the yarn. I have to get her buy off. So the next morning, I'm literally pacing. John leaves for work. I'm pacing in our dining room. because I'm just so nervous and worried about emailing her and, you know, what she's gonna think and all this. And I really wanted to do this. So I just sit down and I just bang out this email, and it had to be the most ridiculous thing. Like, I'm afraid to go back and read it because I was all over the place. And I explained to her how I'm going to do everything, and that we also, caveat here, had tariffs looming. This was a Monday or Tuesday, and tariffs were going into effect Friday. So I couldn't even purchase yarn at that point from her because I was worried about it being stuck in transit and getting stuck in customs, and there was so much uncertainty. She emails me back, loves the idea, is totally on board. She's not home right now. She's at the other end of the country, but her husband is home with her yarn, and she has more of these colors. She offers to send me more. She's like, he could get to the post office today or by latest tomorrow. Like, okay, that would be amazing. He got to the post office that day and put more in transit before tariffs went into effect. So it's coming tomorrow. So before I run out of yarn, I'm gonna have more on my doorstep. So not only was she on board, her husband helped out with getting more yarn in transit. It's happening. So a cardigan is the pivot. Now I'm going to show you how far I am on this pivot. Oh, and I even forgot to mention. No, I didn't. So I am a hair over a skein of DK into this. I really tried to think it out. I really tried to think out how this would be the easiest to modify, the easiest to construct, and make a heavily cabled design as painless as possible to create. We have our fresh fern cardigan in progress. Now it will be a V-neck with the goal where your first button will hit just under your nipple line or bust. I didn't want something high. I think that I have a larger bust for my height, so I think that would just be like, ooh, it just doesn't feel right. I have to have cardigans that button lower, and I noticed that on a lot of people. So anyway, shiny objecting this thing here. So we begin, or you will begin, with a moss stitch band. We're going to cast on the neckline, essentially. You're knitting the neckline and button band at the same time. So there is no going back and picking up the whole stitches deal and worrying if you've got the right amount and all that jazz. I don't like doing that. My brain hurts literally instantly. I feel pain when I read the line, pick up 3 stitches for every 4 rows. I don't work that way, okay? Katie's mind sees that and is like, no, instant brain explosion. It's that little exploding brain emoji. So how can I make this easy? Simple. We knit it as we go. So because you're knitting the neckline first, you can very easily try it on. You can mark your markers where your sleeves are going to start and where your back is going to start. And you can easily put it on your shoulders and see. If I want it super oversized, there will be ease. There's going to be 4 to 6 inches of positive ease to this. But if I want it bigger, I want that slouchy cardigan. Knit the button band. If it's not big enough, cast on, work more rows until you get to the size you want. Easy peasy. Everything's laid out in panels. The fronts are panels. The sleeves are mirrored panels, and then the back is a panel. So if you want to work in between sizes, because maybe I have next to no bust, but I have broad shoulders, or I have a broad back, you can very easily work the back panel from one size and the fronts from another, or the sleeves from another. It can be worked independently in separate parts, as long as you cast on the correct number of stitches for each part. So that's all going to be laid out in the pattern. All of the cables are mirrored. So as you're working, everything to the right of the center back, all the main cables are worked to the right. Everything to the left, they're all to the left. And then down the center of the back, we have this cable that is different than the rest, and he kind of floats and wiggles and waggles in both directions. The sleeves. Now, I did not want to put cables across the entire sleeve. The fabric is just going to go and suck in, and it's not going to be fun. We have one cable running down from your top of your shoulder all the way down, and then we have that exact cable mirrored. Where am I? I'm not even showing the right thing. On the underarm, you have the cable running down your arm and then in your underarm. So I thought that was fun too. So down here, straight down on each side, you're gonna have mirrored cables as well as running on top. The back is heavily cabled. The cables do cascade in at an even rate. The front, you will do gradual increases. So this has absolutely been flying off my needles. I decided to place a little progress keeper on every day's work. I did have to rip this out twice, so this is my third time, but I was correcting things as I went and I wanted to make the pattern as seamless as I could. So the first day, didn't get much done. Second day, I got a ton done. And then we all go up from there. And these are all Littlest Charm Company charms. Look at my little Lisa Frank kitties backwards. I will insert a photo up here. Remember I told you I was estimating that I would need 1 skein of DK? I had about 2 yards left over. I was so proud of myself. I was like, small victory, go Katie. I loved it. It was great. Not that it mattered to anybody. And Tracy and her husband were sending me more yarn, so I didn't have to worry about running out. I was pretty happy with the fact that I estimated correctly. So I'll insert a photo up here so you can see how much I had left over once I split my sleeves. So that was just awesome. I keep trying it on Elizabeth because she's the same size as me for this piece. And I just love it. It makes me sort of really giddy inside. I did change the button neckband. Originally it was garter. Garter is much too stretchy, especially when blocked, and it was ever so slightly rippling. So I switched to the moss and we are good to go. The stretch on the moss mimics the stretch on the cables. I just love it. The color is like the perfect color to wear not only in fall as a layering piece, but also in spring. I'm just so happy with it. And it is so soft. Oh my goodness. Do you want to see? I'm going to try it on for you. Just this way. Catch my watch. Anything? Now my cable is not long enough to fully stretch it out, so I'll have to do it one side at a time. But I'm so happy that I ripped out the garter neckband because it was ever so slightly rippling, and that was just literally going to drive me crazy. You could probably block it out, but I don't want to have to worry about that. And I don't want to tell people like, oh, you have to block this less, or you have to, make sure you stretch everything else out. That's garbage. The sleeves are twisted 2x2 rib, so they will not be as accordion-y and as sucky as a normal 2x2 rib. And especially when blocked, you don't have to hold a suri together with another yarn, but it will give you a lot more structure. So here's that lovely cable that will run down your entire arm, and peekaboo will be mirrored on your underarm. The cables on the front will cascadely come in. Cascadely. That's not a word. It is now. They will cascadely come in at the same rate they do on the back. And like I said, this will eventually come down here, and that's where your buttons will start. So I am probably mid-bust at this point, and down here is where you're going to start to button. I can't see behind me, so I hope you can see this. But here's the lovely back. All the lovely cable details. This is so soft. Oh my gosh, like I just want to sit here with it on. Yeah, I have something flailing about. Take it off my needles. But this literally is, I'm going to live in this once it's done. I'm already anticipating that. Oh my gosh. So I am so happy with it. I'm extra happy that everything's working out. It's one thing to plan something out and do all your research and, you know, all that jazz, and then actually create it and have it work out. So I'm so happy. So happy. So I'm going to take this off before I do something to it and put that down and put my shirt back on, which is the next topic of discussion. For my cardigan, I am using the lovely Sassy String Studio, and I'm using their DK and their Surreliciously Sassy. I freaking love it. The fabric it's creating, I'm using US size 8 needles, which are 5mm. I had to look up the millimeter conversion because I didn't remember. It's not on a tiny gauge, but I can't stand garments that are meant to be dense in any way that are holey. I can't do it. So I think it provides a fantastic fabric. So excited. It's literally been flying off my needles. That's like a week's worth of work on it. So, and there was a couple of days that I did not get a chance to really work on it because we were outside, which I'll talk about later. Oh my good gravy. That leads me to quick chat about the shirt I'm wearing. I do not buy knits. Don't buy knits. This is probably the first knit I've purchased since I learned how to knit. If I can make it, I say, oh, I can make that. Do I make them? Hell no. Went into Express about a month ago, and John likes their polos for work. So I'm like, great. I look around, walk past it, love it. Continue walking, come back to it. I'm like, no. I'm taking all these detailed photos of it because I'm like, I can make this. John comes over and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, just buy it. Just buy the damn thing. Enjoy it until you get a chance to make one, and you have it. So I try it on and I'm like, I really like this. So I have worn the ever-living crap out of this. I am going to be looking for some yarn for it at Rhinebeck. This is a complete different drape than a superwash would give me. Thinking something with cotton in it. Beside the point, I will be copying this, tweaking a few tiny things, and making a pattern out of it coming soon. But I don't like to buy knits. So I know some people are okay with it, and it's either like you're okay with it or it's total faux pas. There's like no middle ground there, but I broke my rule. Moving on. So something I do want to discuss and sort of put this on paper is fall plans, fall knitting plans. I see everybody coming out with their fall plans right now. Plan number 1, obviously, I think I have probably a week's worth of knitting left on this, and then I'll be good to start grading and writing. It's going to fly off my needles, and the way I designed it, it's going to be very easy to grade, and it's going to be very simple to then modify however you need to. Then I have to move into my other fall plans. I do have something that I have to keep my mouth shut with, I can't talk about, that there will be an entire video dedicated to. Start to finish, my entire review. It's pretty freaking awesome. I'm just going to leave it at that. Sitting on my kitchen table right now. Will be wound up probably tomorrow, and then we'll jump on my needles. I will be sharing the entire process when I am able. It's probably going to be the end of this month time frame when I'm able to share that, but it's really cool. So that project is, I can't talk about it. That's on my fall plans. So Katie's secret project on my fall plans. The next is a collaboration with Sunshine Yarns. I am designing a festive / advent wrap in totally different colors. Way out of my comfort zone, something I don't naturally gravitate towards. So Danny was lovely. She's like, I have these advents in stock, or I can, dye them. And so I've had this for a while. I'm not going to take it out of the bags because I have them all wound up, but I am using their Savor. This really does you absolutely no good seeing a shiny bag. Their Savor Advent with coordinating main skeins, and it's so moody. It is like Vampire Diaries moody. And I've never used moody colors before. I'm always bright and colorful, or I have to be neutral. Being a designer, unfortunately, a lot of times you have to be neutral so that people can see what a blank pattern looks like and envision their colors into it. I'm so happy with this color choice. So that will be going on my needles shortly. So that is another fall knitting plan. The other fall plan is on my needles, and you haven't seen this yet. Heard me talk about it. For my advent this year, I chose Oakwood Knits. And I didn't buy just one, I bought two. And I bought a number, I don't even remember how many, extra full skeins for a blanket. So I did get that started. Lovely, simple textures. This little triangle is almost done. It's going to be worked up in squares that you have the option to seam as you go, or to just, pick up and continue knitting as you go. Or you can seam at the end if you're not sure of the order you want them to be in. But each square, you will knit 2 triangles on both sides. And then you will pick up to knit this one, pick up to knit this one. So there's no seaming of the actual triangle because that would drive me crazy. I would not be able to do that myself. Can't expect anybody else to do it. There's going to be lovely, simple textures and that really show off any variety of color, whether it's variegated or speckled or solid, dark, light, whatever. That's on my needles. Finally got that casted on. And I'm just picking random colors from my leftover bin to work that up. So that's another fall plan. The only other fall plan that I can't talk about, well, I can talk about it. I can't show you though, are my mystery knit along samples. So those I am gearing up to be done by about November 1st with and get those off to test. So they're fully tested and ready to go by the time the knit along starts on January 29th, which is my birthday. Be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks also for the theme, the kitty mascot reveal for that. I already revealed the theme, which is rainbows and unicorns. And one sample, I'm taking that literally. I will just spoiler alert there, it's literally. And the other sample, I'm taking a more neutral and pretty approach. So you don't have to knit with a million colors and be a rainbow, although it will look nice too. So that's beside the point. Be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks for a fun reveal between me and Kelsey with that. And of course she did. Charms again. And I've had the prototypes for months. They're so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. Moss and Order was released, which is on my lovely mannequin over there. That is out for your pleasure and ready to jump on your needles. Plethora of color choices, just pretty much endless. You can do anything with it really. And it's so mindless, so great. I'm fighting so bad if I wasn't so busy to cast another one on. Then my Falling into Spice shawl with the Plucky Knitter is in testing. I believe my first testers are finishing it now. That won't be out until September 19th. So be on the lookout for that. And so then, let me recap. So Plucky, my collaboration with Plucky, Falling into Spice, will be out September 19th. My Sassy String Studio cardigan, I'm shooting for mid-November for it to be out, but that's a little fluid. My Advent festive wrap with Sunshine and my Advent blanket, those will both be out the end of November. So, perfect timing for your Advents to arrive so you can knit them. Now I gotta talk some acquisitions. I got a little bit of yarn in the mail, like a lot of yarn in the mail. And I have more coming before the next podcast. So I'm like, it was piling up in the kitchen and I'm like, I'm gonna do something about that. So yeah, the first one that arrived is more of something you've already seen. Do you remember my neon speckles from Playful Day? Well, I told you before about the idea for the Mommy and Me matching cardigans, but I needed more. And she opened up more pre-orders because the collection was so popular. I already have 1 skein of milk tea, but I got 4 more because I figured that would be plenty to make an adult cardigan and a child size cardigan with it. And of course I had to get more minis. And I kind of regret not listening to Elizabeth and getting one just to keep intact, like as a little art piece on my shelf because it's so damn pretty. So that was the first acquisition that arrived since our last podcast. You've already seen those before, so I got more. And funny story about that. Shortly after that arrived, and it was on the kitchen table. Sophia wanted to play Truth or Dare, and she asked me truth. And she's like, have you ever spent more than $100 in any one yarn purchase? I had to stop dead in my tracks. Then I busted out laughing. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time I've spent less than that. There has been a few, but very, very few. I looked at her, and the Playful Day order is on the kitchen table. I'm like, honey, that was over twice that. I'm like, your father's going to laugh. And every knitter friend that I have that I've told this to, they just laugh and laugh and laugh. And they're like, when is the purchase not under $100? And John just laughed. And he's like, when do you not do that? Like, it's... Okay, second acquisition that came in the mail. I have our Target basket. Of course, that can only fit a few things because I have so much. So I had told you about my sock set pattern collection that I'm working on next year. And I was searching for a peachy salmony coral with a vibrant lemon chartreusey lime. And I went back to Coats & Co. I had gotten some of their yarn earlier in the year. And they had the absolute perfect, like, peachy coral, like, holy cow. This is Bright Peach on their cottage fingering, which is 75% superwash and 25% nylon, 4-ply fingering. And they just so happen to have the perfect chartreusey, lime, yellowy green minis. And this is their electric yellow colorway. How perfect. So this will be one of the sock sets that gets used for my sock set pattern collection next year. And because I'm placing an order, I look at what else they have to offer to make sure I don't want anything else. They had scrappy bundles in stock. So I got a fingering and I got a DK. The fingering is across both of their sock bases. So their cottage sock, which is 4-ply, and then also tight twist 2-ply, which I think is awesome. And just absolutely fantastic colorways. And they still have these in stock. This is their floral palette pack in fingering. Then I also picked it up in DK. I mean, how could I not get this? I seriously cannot wait to just sit down and play. I feel like I'm going to be like a little kid with like building blocks or something and like play. I can't wait. So those were all from Coats & Co. Everything will be linked down below as always, but definitely go give their Etsy shop a check out and yeah, grab yourself some of those fantastic packs. So something that I have missed out on too many times is the Havirland Franken Socks kits. And I saw she put some up and I ran. Didn't even really look at what I was getting. I know they were listed as shorty socks, but my feet are so small and I'm such a small person that they're going to be full-length socks on me. So I got a Franken sock kit. It's so fun. I just can't wait. I really can't to just sit down and play. Ugh. And oh my goodness, I am itching to work on socks and I'm itching to work on garments. So because I pivoted with the Sassy string into a cardigan, my garment needs are being met, my cable needs are being met, but my sock needs need to be met. And because, you know, I'm knitting a cardigan that is going to have buttons on it and Katie has 0 buttons, I didn't want heavy buttons. So I started looking at resin glitter buttons for my cardigan. And I ordered from 3 different places. I have 2 upstairs. They're on the larger side. They're on the larger side, and I don't think I'm going to absolutely use those for this project, but they may be fun for like crafting and whatnot. But these came in the mail, and I absolutely love these. I'm sort of leaning towards these. They're so fun. These are slightly bigger, a little more speckly. I'm going to put up polls and everything and show you guys them next to the finished cardigan. But these are from Yana Designs on Etsy. And she sent along a couple extra cute little fun buttons. Highly recommend those. And I got an order from Kelsey, Littlest Charm Company. Yes, more charms. John asked me how many he thought, or I thought I had, and I'm going to estimate around 100. He's like, you have a slight problem. Like, I know. So what? So I did some of them. What the heck is it? Some of them are on my cardigan. She started making, I've been asking and asking and asking for so long for tiny charms. So she started making micro charms. And I ordered some and she sent me more. And I absolutely adore them. The detail in these is so crazy. And they're just the perfect size for in between. And then you can use the big ones as progress keepers. One, where is it? Where the heck did it go? Oh, gosh. You should see the mess I have over here. One of the charms was this cute little ghost that I got. And then, where'd the box go? I literally am losing my mind. Oh my goodness. And I just grabbed some other ones. She also made the girls the most adorable earrings, which I will throw some photos up here. She is always making them earrings. You seriously need to go check out her earrings. They are awesome. They are the perfect size. They're so cute. The girls absolutely love them. She had this little lovely watering can and totally thought it was teapot because she doesn't have a photo at the top. It is a watering can. Freaking cute. My awesome. And I have more micro charms in here. It's a pie. It's a pie, people. A little pie. And I have gingerbread. And I feel like I need to talk in low voice because they're so tiny. Poinsettia. And we have Christmas tree. And the rest of them are on my cardigan right now. But I got those in the mail. And then saved my favorite yarn acquisition of the last month for last. I was sold from the time I saw the charm. Then I looked at the yarn description and was like, yep, totally sold. So Tasha from Frogette Yarns does a monthly lily pad club where she takes a book cover, takes the colors as inspiration from the book cover, dyes yarn, and Kelsey makes a charm to go with it. This is by far, like, she, holy crap, blew it out of the water. And her photos and in her podcast, it does zero justice to the yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous in person. So here's the book cover. This is the little sticker that you get with Kelsey's charms. So cute. So here's the colors. I'm going to show you the charm. This is the little charm, which sold out like instantly. I'm so glad that I grabbed one immediately. It's a little book, little starfish because they're at the beach, little puppy dog. I did get one other month this year. Can't remember what month, but I did get one more. You want to see the yarn? And I got an extra mini. I must have had something in mind when I ordered the extra mini, but I can't remember. So if anybody knows what Katie was thinking at the time she ordered this yarn, please let me know because I don't remember. So here's the yarn. This is the September Lily Pad Club yarn from Frogette Yarns. It is, here's my extra mini. I'm just going to put him down there. This is absolutely beyond beautiful. These speckles in it, the little pop of blue without being too much. It's beautiful. Tasha described it as the perfect send-off of summer. We're sending summer off with one last hurrah, and it is perfect. It is so freaking perfect. If I was not so busy, I would cast this on. I got it in the mail Saturday, I think it was. I would have casted it on Saturday. Even the girls were like looking at it with me and they're like, that is really pretty. So yeah, yep. Tasha nailed it. She totally nailed it. This is on their sock base, which is 75% superwash and 25% nylon. And it is their Say You'll Remember Me Lily Pad Club for September. Just take a moment. Yeah, it's pretty perfect. It's soft. Oh, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to cast that sucker on. Okay, I think that's everything for really knitting news. Some upcoming videos. I was originally going to record a destash preview and a how to destash video. When I did my first destash a number of years ago, I looked for a basic how-to guide. What do you do? What do you not do? How do you do this? How do you do it the right way? Couldn't really find one. Granted, that was a number of years ago. But I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to walk you through the process. The do's, the don'ts, the ins, the outs. I'm going to fully show you how I destash on Ravelry. I think that's the best place to destash. However, there are other options and they are equally as good depending on what your needs are. So there's Etsy, there's Instagram is popular. Some people use Facebook. I'm going to walk you through it all. And I'm also going to give you a preview of my 100+ skein destash that will be posted at the end of next week. I did tell several people that it was going to be up this week, but I flopped around my schedule and decided to do the surprise podcast, which is so working against me. And so help me if this was recorded in slow-mo, which my camera says it is not. I will literally go outside and scream. But I will give you a preview of my destash in there as well. So that's coming next weekend. Some other videos, I'm going to record a design diaries, taking a deeper dive into my cardigan and everything that goes along with it, and some thoughts have on my mind. But I do have my Rhinebeck preview video coming up. I've been taking detailed notes about my wish list for that. And there'll be another podcast the third week of September, like there should be. That's all for the knitting news. So if you want to jet on out, I've loved having you, and please make sure to subscribe and come back. Like and comment down below. What are you working on? How do you think my cardigan pivot went? Is that perfect? Is it, I wish you would have stuck with a shawl? Did I miss any key points in the cardigan design that you would like to see? Let me know all that below. And I hope to see you soon. If you're here for life and the rest of everything, then we shall continue. Okay, so life news. I went to a brand new eye doctor a couple weeks ago. I've never had my eyes dilated. I've always been fearful of it because of migraine triggers, and it scared me, just scared me. So, and ever since I got diagnosed with the vestibular migraines, those are 100 times worse than any other migraine I've ever had in my life, and they're just under control. So that being said, they, of course, sent in the sweetest, nicest young lady to offer me, well, we have a quarter of the strength drops to dilate your eyes, and they're only supposed to last a maximum of 2 hours. Idiot Katie did not go with her gut and refuse. I said, sure, fine, whatever. Number one, they have a brand new way of testing glaucoma. They don't do the air puff test anymore, at least my doctor doesn't. And I'm guessing these are numbing drops. They were these nasty, thick yellow drops they put in my eyes. And they touch your eye with something. And it's supposed to be more accurate. And I have glaucoma that runs in my family, so I need that done, need it tested. But then they put the dilation drops in afterwards, and it literally felt like knives going in my face. absolutely horrible. I literally was not, she just thought I was tearing. I'm like, no, I was actually crying. It hurt so bad. Oh my goodness. I barely made it through the exam. I don't know how I drove home. I couldn't wear my glasses for a day. It literally felt like somebody punched me as hard as they could in my eye sockets. It was that bad, really bad. Oh my goodness. It took me a week to recover because I was constantly dizzy and everything. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Never again. They got their one exam. I was great. Everything's good to go. She was actually really surprised how good my eyes looked because of how nearsighted I am. I guess they can generally see that. I don't know. I'm about maxed out in nearsightedness. Anyway, but I got new glasses. My first pair of transitioning into what she called old people glasses. So these are progressives, and I heard many horror stories from other people about them. I was kind of worried about getting them. Seeing far is interesting. I just have to like move my head, and it's absolutely crazy how if it's blurry in one spot, I just have to move my head until it's clear. That is wild to me. Completely wild. The only thing that's catching me is when I look down to actually walk down something, be it stairs or transitioning me into what we did this weekend, our valley and cliff behind our house. It's very disorientating still doing that. They warned me, they're like, don't drive for a couple of days, just wear them around your house. I walked out of that place like I was drunk. I walked to the car and John's like, are you okay? Because I pulled the I'm not cooking card for dinner that night. And he's like, you still okay to go out? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not cooking. I'm going back home and cooking. So, which I'm learning to pull. I'm learning to say, hey, I need a break. Hey, just letting things flow more. Takes me into what we did this weekend. So walking down our cliff behind our house was fantastic. Everybody knows, tree fell in my house. We had the tree guys out here 2 days. They took a bunch of trees down. Well, we have a bunch of logs behind our house and stuff, and we wanted to clear them out a little bit more and make it look nicer. And we realized when they did that, it's pretty flat down there in one big ledge. And John wanted to clear away all the brush and leaves and everything to help control the mouse population. We live in the woods. We have mice out here. He's mouse Nazi with like all different kinds of traps and buckets and all kinds of stuff. But they were infesting his last truck, not the new one, but the last one. So, they were kind of destructive. And I don't want him in the house at all or anything like that. Whatever. He's mouse Nazi. So he went out there and he was clearing that stuff. He wants to go back out there again this weekend, and I'm still hurting. I can't lift my hands over my head at all. Like getting dressed is hard because every muscle in my body hurts from throwing logs and branches and doing all kinds of stuff. So I think I'm gonna bid him, the best well wishes I can, and I will cook you whatever you want me to cook you, and I'm gonna sit this one out. Anyway, so we cleared that away, but it's actually really cool. We found where we can maybe put some steps down and a gate on our fence and go down there. It could be a whole other area we could make. So it's actually really cool. So we did that. I don't have a Costco pick because we haven't been back to Costco. It's crazy. We are going Friday, which is the day you see this. So by the time you see this, we will probably at that exact time be at Costco. We're taking the girls out for tacos. Me and John have been trying to go out ever since, he got out of the military and everything. We actually can do stuff now. It's amazing. We have time. We can actually be a married couple and get to enjoy each other's time. It's amazing how much the military takes away from you. I'm not going to get back on that horse right now anyway. But we found this really cool taco place in town. And we live, in Mystic, Connecticut. So it's a destination town for everybody and a lot of hoity-toity restaurants. And we've been to one of them, which was amazing. But anyway, we kind of like the casual fare too. So there's really neat taco place. It's a converted gas station. Super old gas station on a corner. And they converted it into a taco place. Freaking cool. Insert a picture up here. It's really cool. And the food is freaking amazing. So we're going to take the girls there and then we're going to shoot up to Costco and do some damage. Yeah, I'm betting probably at least $350 worth of damage. I did start grocery shopping there once a month. So some of the damage we do is actually needed damage. I think that's about all for life news. We're still waiting. Any day now they should be contacting me to fix the house from the tree. Great. Just so that is done. Completely done. And our grass is trying to grow back because the tree guys had to use certain machinery that inadvertently tore up our lawn because it had to be. There's no other way around it. We have a weird property. So that's going to be awesome because the dogs are so dirty all the time. It's dirt. It's just dry dirt. It doesn't rain out here anymore. I don't think I've seen a raindrop and I don't know when. I don't think I know what a raindrop looks like anymore. But the dogs, they run around and they do dirt donuts. You literally see dirt clouds. Oh my gosh, so I'm gonna have to give them a bath. Maybe I'll give them a bath instead of going and helping John. That way I'm still doing something. But I think that's about it for life news. Book chat. I did put Fantastic Land down because I was totally enamored. Christine Brown Woolley from Sister Wives came out with her brand new book. I'm reading it on my Kindle on my phone, so that's how I'm showing it to you. But I had to get that, and I had to read it. We are a sucker for that show. I've watched it since they had like the first Sister Wives special on, like I don't even know. Had to be at least 16, 17, 18 years ago, but it's supposed to be very cringy. I've heard very cringy things about it. So I just started that last night. I imagine I'm going to be done with it very quickly because I think it's going to be a binge read of sorts, and then I'll get back to Fantastic Land, get back to the murdering. I will definitely check back in and let you know how that is, but it's supposed to be very cringy. Cringy is the word I have by far read the most. All because of Cody and his insane ways. But speaking of Cody, cannot wait to see him on Special Forces at the end of this month. It's a TV show where they take celebrities and they put them through Special Forces training. And he is going to be an absolute disaster. And I am all here for it. We all are. We're all like, we want to see him cry like a baby and get his beautiful curly hair dirty, and I'm sorry, but you know, we're here for it. We're here for the drama. To see him fail. That's so bad. I feel so bad saying that. But we all are. Even the girls, they were like, oh, that's gonna be cool. We're creating sick, maniacal little children. But that starts the end of this month. Big Brother is just strange this year. Oh my gosh, they're crying. Oh, I can't take the tears. Holy crap. There was an episode last season. Good friend of ours, one of my dad's neighbors. We watch with her vicariously. She's in Buffalo, but we would take bets last season of how many times people would cry. But everybody cries. They're locked in a house. Emotions are high. But this is insane. They have BB Unlocked every other week now. Sort of like BB Insider extra show, basically. And they had Boston Rob from Survivor on it. And the first thing he says is, why do these people cry so much? They all cry. All of them. All the time. Guys are crying more than girls, which I'm all for, man crying. Show your emotion. I love it. But it's stupid. It's getting to the point where it's like, it's too much. It's kind of a filler season. Don't really feel like it's too, crazy or whatever. But tonight's episode, Angela's coming back. Oh my goodness, she's going to be awesome. She was just drama last year and she's going to be on Amazing Race. Oh my goodness, with her daughter. It's going to be so cool. It really is. But nothing will top Felicia and her pocket chicken. Yeah, if you watched that season, she was famous for that robe, and she always had food in it. Like baked potato, fried chicken, banana, you name it. She had it in her pockets. Definitely go back and rewatch that season. It was great. I'd almost do that rather than watch this season. I mean, we have to watch it. We're committed, but whatever. I think America's Got Talent is definitely a show in the past for us. We haven't been keeping track at all this season. It's just the auditions go on too long. It's not really great anymore. It's like, ugh. But thank goodness Deadliest Catch is amazing this year. Oh my gosh. The first couple episodes, if you haven't started watching this season yet, first couple episodes you either need a drink or you need anxiety medication to get through because off the wall crazy. But it's so good. That's another show I've watched since the very beginning. Oh yeah. those were the good old days. So definitely love that show. Been on over 20 years, I think. All right. I think that's about it. Oh, no, it's not. Movie news. Oh my God. So everybody, just like we were on the Labubu train and I got the girls Labubus. It's the K-pop Demon Hunter train now. The Netflix K-pop sensation, which is flooding everyone and everything. We were not excited to watch it. The girls watched it probably 20 times and they're like, it'd be really cool if we could watch it as a family. And me and John were just like, no, we're just putting it off. We expected it to be a lot kiddier and just not good at all. Well, we were kind of farting around, was it last weekend before, and we were looking for something to do and all these things. And John's like, what's at the movies? And I'm like, holy crap, it's at the movies this weekend only. So we bought tickets and we got 4 of the last tickets available for it was 9:10 show. I think we got home at like 11:30 or something, crazy late. We're never out at night. But we took the girls. They were beyond thrilled. Oh my goodness. And surprise, surprise, it's actually a good movie. And we have watched it since as a family. It's actually really good. Like, the songs are really catchy and good. And they literally are earworm. Oh my gosh. I will wake up in the middle of the night and damn songs are going off in my head. So it was a good show. It was a really good movie. So we gave in to the hype and the temptation and the girls were super thrilled. And I have hopefully now recorded this not in slow-mo. So help me if it recorded in slow-mo. Anyway, there's something wrong with my camera because it does not say slow-mo on the little thingy over there. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to upload this. Pray that it is in regular speed. And then uploaded it to edit it and get it out to you Friday as a surprise. And then I am going to put all this mess away and get back to my cardigan. So, because we have a bunch of TV tonight, which means my butt will be parked on that couch. And the really nice part is I already have all the charts made for the entire cardigan. So all I have to do is sit in it. And it's for being as detailed as it really is a mindless knit. You really get in the groove of it and you can read what's next. So I love it. So happy with it. Oh my goodness. Yay. But I'm off to make dinner and get back to knitting. And editing and all the things. So I hope everyone, the world is being kind to you or as kind as I can be, and your crafting is going well and the sun is shining wherever you are because it is absolutely shining here and it's beautiful. So I wish everyone the best, and until we speak again, happy knitting, everybody.